What's your team name going to be? Because mashed potatoes
is it?
taken.
Somebody took mashed potatoes?
Yes.
What?
They have corgis.
Oh, right. I'm so mad. Mashed potatoes. Welcome to the Sibe-Stream podcast, where we talk about all things Siberian Husky. I'm Camille from Meeler Husky, and I live in Southern California with my two Siberian Huskies named Phoenix and Gryphon.
And I'm Steve. I'm a musher from southwestern Ontario. I have three Siberian Huskies, Loki, Sasha, and Izzy.
2020 is almost over, Steve. It's almost over. And I don't know what it is. People think there's some like magic switch that's going to happen on midnight between 2020 and 2021 that will make everything better.
All I can say is 2020 is going to go out with a bang. At least for me.
Are you going to be setting off fireworks?
No fireworks on my end.
So today, I know that this is the third episode of the podcast, but it's also the last episode of 2020. So I wanted to kind of do like a 2020 year in review because we kind of missed most of this year on this podcast. We only caught it in December. And it has kind of been an epic year. Or an unforgettable year, I guess I would say.
It's one for the books.
I wonder how they're going to write it in the books, to be honest. Will they make it more dramatic than it is, or...? It'll
just be a picture of a dumpster on fire.
That's 2020. So to research for this podcast today, I literally looked up Siberian Husky 2020 news. And the only thing that came up was Jubilee the Husky. So I clicked on that, and I remember this actually happening in January, where the Siberian Husky went viral. It was January, so it's going to be almost a year ago. She went viral for having weird eyes. And I was like, it's a husky. They have weird eyes.
Weird eyes.
Hey! Is Weird Eyes over there making a scene?
Yes.
Sasha! Yeah,
Sasha
so
2020.
apparently there was something going on with Jubilee's like eyelids that made her look surprised all the time. Like all the pictures were like this. And it reminded me so much of Falcon. And the more I read into the story about this husky, I realized that she's actually from the same rescue that we rescued Falcon from. Husky House in New Jersey. I was like, oh, Falcon had weird eyes too. You will not believe the amount of people who had asked me when we first got her if she was blind in one eye. She's party eye. She was half blue, half brown, half blue, and half blue, half brown. She was like flipped. So she always kind of looked like silly. I don't know. But that was what was charming about her. Anyway, the good news from the beginning of 2020 is that this husky Jubilee got adopted, even though she'd spent half of her life in a shelter because people just found her creepy. And then she went viral. So, the power of the internet. I'm really sad, though, that we weren't doing this podcast back then because I would have hyped her up like crazy, but it doesn't sound like she needed any help.
It would have been a fun topic.
That's it. That is my review of 2020.
Yeah, but I mean, Sasha gets a lot of attention on TikTok too because of her eye situation.
Yeah, I think it's just if you're unique looking. I would have adopted that dog.
She just jumped on the futon. Did she move the camera?
Totally. Once again, Sasha, the star of the show. Oh, Sasha. What's your news of 2020? Siberian Husky news of 2020. Yeah.
Oh, do you want to talk about Paw Village?
Only because I'm completely ignorant about it. So, educate me.
Okay, so Paw Village is the online pedigree database. So, if you have a purebred dog, you can go on there, you can submit all your pedigrees, you can upload photos, and it was actually really extensive. You could basically go and go back all the way to Togo if you wanted to with at least a Siberian Husky. I've done that with Loki and Izzy before, and you could just explore all the different lines of Siberian Huskies, and there's a whole bunch of other dogs on there, and they closed.
What was it, recent, or was it
2 weeks ago? The owner decided to shut down the site.
I didn't know about this until you mentioned it to me 2 weeks ago, and I was like, What is this place? And now I'm really sad that it's closed because it would have been cool to maybe look up Phoenix, although I'm sure she's descended from a
I
long
spent-
line of dictators. So
Her breeders would have had to have uploaded like all of their information and all of their pedigrees and stuff like that for it to be on there. So there are breeders that won't upload to that and they weren't on there, but a lot of people had their entire breeding history on there. And I mean, like I said, it goes all the way back to Togo, and I'm sure for other dog breeds even further back.
So that's like a cool dog family tree that you could trace.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so cool. I never
Absolutely.
thought to like look at that because my dogs, well, 2/3 of them have been rescues.
Well, and a lot of my friends on my Facebook were really upset because they had invested so much time into these online databases, building them up and putting all that information in, that when it got shut down, it's just all gone now, and they're like really frustrated.
How long were they like in operation for?
Oh, geez, I couldn't even tell you.
Many years, I'm sure.
Over, yeah, many years.
Do you think they'll come back?
Okay, so what it said on the website was that she was open to any sort of like inquiries. So maybe if somebody wants to buy the site and host it and pay for all the server costs and everything like that.
I went to check it out, and there's just nothing there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Which sucks because I'm sure there's like tons of information. Like, where is it all sitting?
Yeah, well, it's all on the server, right? But the servers are offline because to keep all of that data up, you have to keep the servers on. You have to, pay for all that traffic, et cetera, et cetera.
Do you think they would start like a crowdfund for it?
That's what a lot of people are saying too. Like, if cost was an issue, why didn't they reach out and say like, hey, everyone donate like $1, and then everyone that uses this could pay for the hosting.
That'd be cool. I'd be into that.
So hopefully the owner is kind of open to that. Hopefully, because like I said, I spent hours on Paw Village and just looking at all the different lines, and it's nice because you can see the pictures of the dogs, and you can kind of see like traits from different lines of dogs. Like there's certain dogs, Siberian Huskies, that I'll see and I'll be like, there's Innisfree in that dog because they look like other Innisfree dogs. And sure enough, when I look up their pedigree, it confirms that what I'm seeing is an Innisfree history, right?
This is what? This is blowing my mind.
Yeah, Innisfree was like a very, very prominent show line Siberian Husky breeder back in the 80s and 90s, and even into today. But there's a lot of show dogs that have Innisfree in them.
Wait, I'm so sad I can't look at this right now. There were pictures and all that stuff on this site, like, of what the dogs looked like. So yep. Could you see, because I've seen a lot of those things on Facebook or whatever, like what the breed used to look like, and then line it up to like what they look like today in general?
You could do that if you put the time in, yeah.
How different would you say they are?
Siberian Huskies haven't changed a whole lot. The biggest change to Siberian Huskies is when the breed was created in the 30s. Because what happened was when they defined the breed exactly, there were Siberian import dogs that didn't exactly fit that standard, and they were kind of cut out of the breed at the time. Because the Chechki people, when they were breeding the dogs, they didn't breed them for looks or any sort of a breed standard. They bred them for performance and harness, which is actually how all Inuit dogs are bred. They're bred for performance and harness.
I'm like so sad now. Yeah, my mind is blown. I don't know why I never thought to like ever look into this.
I sent you links before.
Me?
Yeah.
Before they closed?
Yeah.
I might have just looked at it and then like never like dove really into any of that.
Yeah, I sent you Loki and Izzy's father Excalibur's pedigree.
And then I just looked at that and I was like, cool. You're a nerd.
You could have went back.
I could have, but I didn't. I didn't know I could like search for stuff.
Searching is kind of hard on there because there's a lot of dogs that end up with the same name. So it's better to just go back through the pedigrees. So this offspring is from this dog, and then you go to that dog, and then this offspring's from this dog, and you just keep working your way back, and then you find like different splits where different kennels are founded.
Oh my gosh, this is
and go
something
from
we need
there.
to bring back for 2021. This is so sad. This is generations of history.
Well, I know you like spreadsheets.
It's like
a giant spreadsheet, but with dogs.
We had a family reunion on my dad's side, maybe like 2 years ago, and my aunt came with printed out like flowcharts of where everybody was on the family tree, and I was fascinated. I took it home. I'm like, not everybody got a copy, and I was like, I'm gonna take this, okay? I just want to like have my spreadsheet. Yeah,
That's awesome.
And now I'm like sad. I would love to have something like that for Phoenix if I could. You know, it would be so cool if I could do something like that for Gryphon's right next to me. That's why I was looking over there for Gryphon, and then we could see what's going on with her.
Even if you don't know exactly, like even if the breeders didn't upload her pedigrees to the site, you could probably find where they got their foundation dogs from, and trace it up to that point.
Have you ever done? Well, I guess you wouldn't have to, but like, what do you think of those like DNA kits?
Oh, those are fun. I want to do Sasha.
Yeah, see, we should do the rescues. I never got to do Falcon before she died, but Gryphon it's like she gets mistaken for a Malamute all the time, and I think it's just because she's gray and big, and she has like a shorter face, but people don't realize it's because she has an underbite. It's not like her face. I don't know. So it would be cool to do that. Maybe we should do that before one of our next episodes.
She doesn't have the ears for a Malamute, though.
Aren't they like wider? They're like wider apart.
Yeah, they're a lower set and wider.
Yeah, she definitely has. I just like took a look at her. She definitely has husky ears. And then sometimes people think like maybe she's like sort of half Malamute. I don't know, but I don't see it.
Yeah, I bought a wisdom test kit. I really want to do the embark test, but I can do the wisdom panel
we could
kit.
do that too. The embark one just seems so expensive.
It's not that much more expensive, and it's a lot more accurate.
Maybe I should just go for it. Don't put it off.
Yeah, embark is the most trusted one out of all.
That's an entire YouTube video right there. Always thinking about content.
It is.
And you can make it into a TikTok and an Instagram post. Let's be real.
Yes, Sasha has really, really big paws for her size. Her paws are almost bigger than Loki's, but she's like 10 pounds lighter than him, so... And she's got the curly
It's really
tail,
curly. Like, it touches her back. I feel like that wouldn't work in a show.
No, that's called a snap tail.
Yeah.
That's a disqualification.
Falcon had the same thing.
What you want is the arc, the half sickle.
See? And everything on Phoenix would be fine except for her tail because she never holds it up. I don't know what it is.
It's okay if they don't hold it up.
It just has to be.
You can't touch the back.
Falcons used to touch her back like a little curly Q. I don't even remember. I have to go back and look at all of Phoenix's paperwork. That would be so interesting. Mm-hmm. Could she ever really be a show dog? We would get there and she'd be like, roar, roar, roar. She would go viral for the wrong reason.
You'd be famous, but for Phoenix acting like a dictator.
Phoenix 2020 for Supreme Overlord. What do you think though about Sasha? Do you think she has anything else going on in there? Or do you think she's just a funny lady? Yeah, and now she's internet famous, so. What is
She is.
Would you say Sasha is the dog that gets the most views?
When it's just the dogs, like yeah, in general. If it's just the dogs and they see the face, they see the one eye, and it kind of just draws people in because it's unique. But I mean, Loki and Izzy both pull in pretty good views too, depending on what they're doing. When they're talking back, they can really do well. And all my dog sledding videos do really well too.
Just furry butts.
I don't know what it is. But like I said, I think a lot of people don't ever experience that, and they don't really see it too much. So when they do see it, it's kind of like fascinating. It was fascinating to me, at least when I started doing this.
Would you watch your own content? Like 4 years ago, Steve, or...
Oh, I do.
I guess like 6 years ago, Steve, would you have watched your own content?
Yeah, for sure. I did watch a lot of dog mushing content on YouTube just to kind of get an idea what it would be like. And I just liked watching that kind of thing because I had so many questions and I had so much... I guess it was anxiety about things that could happen because, I mean, you know, you're out there, you're running the dogs, you don't really know if the dogs can get away from you or if something goes wrong, if you crash, anything like that. There's a lot of anxiety in that. So overcoming that is a big step. I think that a lot of mushers have to kind of handle.
Have you ever really like hurt yourself besides the time
Not
that you
yet.
ran into a tree? Oh,
Yeah,
what was that?
that was fun. It didn't hurt though. Oh, I was knocking on wood. It's a matter of time. So
I'm like a dog. I was like, somebody knocked.
I've only had 2 wipeouts. One was like a really soft wipeout on the snow, and the other one was hitting that tree.
I think
So-
honestly, your dogs are so well trained, and I think what I do sometimes is slightly more dangerous.
Rock
what have I
climbing?
done? We did before when Phoenix was a lot younger. We did a lot of canning cross. Yes,
Canning
where
cross?
I'm running, she's running, we're attached to each other, and I'd like get bored running on just flat stuff. So we did a lot of trail running. I think Phoenix had to be about maybe only 1 or something, and she's pretty good. Like she would stay in front of me, everything would be fine. It's me that's an idiot. I stepped on something, I think a rock, I don't know, something big, and rolled my ankle and like went down, like completely down. And there was nobody around us, and she just stood there. This is, I think, it was probably the first year I had her, so I was expecting her to be like, "Are you okay? Let me see if anyone's around to call for help." And she just stood there like this. When are you getting up?
What's the hold up, lady?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's honestly, it's more me that's gonna get messed up than the dogs. The other time, and I've told you this before, my mom is a marathon runner, so she'll run she used to run when I lived with them 5 miles with Phoenix, bring her back, and then run more. But Phoenix was also kind of a puppy still, or like a teenager, and I don't know what she saw. My mom was like at an intersection, and they're just waiting for the light to turn, and maybe she saw a squirrel or whatnot, but she ran around my mom. So this wasn't during running, it was just like standing there. She wrapped herself around my mom, who was, I think, maybe in her just early 50s at the time, just like went down. She came back to the house, and she had bruises like everywhere, and she was like, "Please take your dog." Yeah.
Oh,
And they still
geez.
ran together after that, but like I was like, you have to be careful and hold on to her
Maybe
while
she's
you're like waiting.
maybe she's seen
Maybe,
a cat or
yeah.
something.
She's a lot better now, but like there are risks, of course, with any sport, but that was that.
Well, they're
Luckily,
dogs.
bringing this back to 2020, none of that has happened in 2020 for us. No big, crazy... Actually, it's been a pretty good year.
Yeah, it's been
I
a pretty
think
good year.
if I was my dogs, and I would review 2020, it would be the year that I got to see my humans so much that I got sick of them.
Oh,
This is what a day looks
yeah.
like for me. A work day. I'll get up. Lately, Gryphon hasn't been sticking her nose in my armpit. I don't know what happened. I think she just got tired. So I'll get up, I'll let the dogs out, we'll bring Tiny to school, we'll do the whole rigmarole, and then I come and I sit here in this seat and I work, and the dogs go in their own separate rooms in the house and nap for like 5 hours. Why are they so tired? But it's
don't
their
know.
normal, just their day now. I think in the beginning of all of this, like when we've had the first lockdown or whatever, like the first 2 weeks, they were in my lap like all the time. They were just like, "What are we doing today? Like, you're still here. What's going on?" I think they were in all of my meetings, and now sometimes they're in my meetings. Only the important ones.
They've
I
just
think
adjusted
so,
to
and
it.
I really like it. I haven't. They're both crate trained, but
Mhm.
I haven't shut the door on one of their crates in a long time. I think it's also good because like Gryphon has gotten over her separation anxiety. Who knows if it'll come back when I start going back to work. But if I leave now, it's only for like what, an hour, maybe 2 hours. So nothing in my house
That's
has
good.
gotten destroyed. I have no like crazy husky stories to tell.
Well, I've been working through the whole pandemic anyway, so it's been pretty normal for them. Not too much has changed, except, I don't know, maybe we don't go out when we used to go out, so we're home more, I guess. The one thing is when everything happened in March and they put us in lockdown, we had to stop running the dogs because our sled dog or Windsor group kind of was like, okay, we're going to stop meeting up because we're supposed to be doing social distancing, so that cut the end of our season off pretty early, and I wasn't too thrilled about that. But yeah, other than that, it's been pretty normal.
Would you say that, because I know the answer for me, but would you say that you or your dogs have gained the quarantine 15?
The dogs, no. Yeah, probably.
Me too. I haven't weighed Gryphon, but I think I can tell. I started running with her a couple days ago because I was like, this has to stop. Like we need to just get back into shape, because her and I both, I think after like 5 to 7 minutes, I was like, I'm beat, and she was like, me too.
Yeah, I pay really close attention to my dog's weight, and I weigh them a lot, so if they start to gain any weight, I usually start doing something about it as soon as possible.
Yeah, maybe it's me. Like, I also am home more, so the easiest thing to do when I'm in a really important meeting and Phoenix decides it's time to like sing me the song of her people is to like run over and grab her something to chew on, usually edible, so that she can shut up so I can finish what I'm doing.
Who's training who?
Clearly not me. I think she knows too, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because the moment I start talking like all official, she's like, hello. Do you know what time it is?
It's time to give me the treat.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Snack tray looking empty.
So empty. I wanted to get a picture of her holding it open, like, fill it up.
Fa-ra-ra-ra-ra.
Yeah, it was a good, I don't know. So I think 2020 was weird. It was definitely weird. Even for the dogs, it was weird. I couldn't like be in the room with them at the vet. I think that was stressful for Gryphon. Because we basically just have to sit in the parking lot and like wait for them to be done, and she's already stressed out at the vet, and then having to be taken away from me is like even more stress for her. Overall, it's okay. I just never want to go back into an office ever again. I think that's the verdict of this entire year. She's coming in and out. Is it Izzy?
No.
Does she not like cameras?
No, she does. She could be really timid.
Aww.
I don't know.
If Loki was here, would she come? Like, would she?
Loki's right here.
Who do I have next to me? I have nobody. Nobody likes me in this house. No, they're just all doing their own thing right now.
And what would that be?
Being potatoes. Gryphon and I ran earlier today, a lot longer than we ran yesterday, and hopefully every day it just gets more and more. Plus, it was in the 60s, like the low 60s today, which is pretty cool for us. So it was like perfect weather.
There's an app called Run Doggo.
That's the name of the app.
Run Dog
but
Go.
Like doggo.
Yeah, that's a pun.
You know I like puns. I'll have to look for it. I don't know if I really want to track my apps. Yeah. I don't want to see how poorly I'm doing. I just want to know that I did it.
No, but you'll see progress.
I guess, yeah.
And so you can set goals and see your progress.
This is how I.
That sounds so salty.
Like, it's all self-motivation, which is really hard for me. Like, the way to motivate me, and it's really sad because it doesn't happen anymore in 2020, is for there to be a competition or an event. Like, if there's going to be a race, or
there's still time to sign up for Iron Paws.
We'll come in dead last. If there's going to be a race where I'm running...
You get the Red Lantern Award.
Is that the award for coming in dead last? There's an award for coming in last? That is the
Red Lantern.
Most 2020 thing. Maybe. I don't know. I just want to, like, a 5K or something simple so that I can make sure that I'm ready for this race and I'm not last.
Oh, you do 2 miles a day, and you do that 3 days, and that's 6 miles in a week. So you do that, and you do 6 miles a week. That's not bad. You can always run more if you want. You can only record 3 runs a week, I think, for Iron Paws. On the app, you can do unlimited.
Okay, so tell me how that works then. Educate us on Iron Paws.
Oh, we're gonna talk about Iron Paws now?
Because you're telling me I should do it, right? So my first answer is like, I don't want to, but let's hear it. Sell me on it.
Iron Paws is a virtual dog sled race. and basically allows people from all over the world to participate. It's more for fun, but if you want to be competitive, you can be. There's different classes for ski jor, 1 to 2 dog sled, 4 dog sled, 6 unlimited sled, canocross, 1 and 2 dog bike, 1 and 2 dog scooter, 4 dog dry land, so like on a cart, and there's also fat bike jor, which is what we do, is because we have a fat bike. And basically you can do 4 runs per week, and whatever your mileage is each run, you can only do 1 run per day, and whatever your mileage is, you submit it, and every week you get points for all your runs. But the other fun part about it is you get points for different social media competitions that happen. So every week there's some sort of a competition. The one was like put yourself on a magazine cover with your dogs, and there's all sorts of fun stuff like that.
Okay, maybe I'll do it. It does sound fun. It sounds fun. But, like, how do you win?
What's your team name going to be? Because mashed potatoes
is it? Taken. Somebody took mashed potatoes?
Yes.
What?
They have corgis.
Oh, right. I'm so mad. Mashed potato.
Our team name is At the Speed of Sibe.
Yeah, see, that's good. And it sounds like you're fast and intimidating. I don't know what my team name would be. It would have to sound like potatoes.
Something to do with potatoes.
No, but here's the thing. My dogs are both named after birds of prey.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to think of something, and I'll update you on the next podcast or put it on the socials or something. It takes me time to think of all of my sweet, sweet puns.
Well, you don't have a lot of time. You have 3 days.
But then, okay, so then how do I win? I need to know how people win.
Well, how do you win? Depending on what class you're in, run the most mileage and don't leave any points on the table for your social media posts. So, like, if you post photos and videos in the group, because once you pay for being in the actual competition, in the actual race, you get to join the group for that race. And every week you're allowed to post photos and videos from your different outings. And like I said, there's also they're called holidays.
Puns everywhere.
Yeah, you're gonna love it. I'm telling you. I told you. I
just don't want to listen to anybody.
Okay, so let's go over the different holidays, because I don't think you're sold on this yet.
Tell me on it. Other puns? Is that what this is about?
So stage 1 is home court advantage. Run your favorite local trail and share a representative photo or video so everyone can see what trails in your part of the world look like. Stage 2, January 14th is National Dress Up Your Pet Day.
So you're telling me it's National Put Fruit on My Pet's Head Day. Make them wear funny hats. Phoenix's eyes will not be in the picture.
January 19th stage 3 is January 19th is National Popcorn Day. For some reason, the popcorn challenge continues to be a favorite of our 4-legged participants. Who can catch more, you or the dog?
Oh man, my dogs will win that.
Stage 4 is Beer Can Appreciation Day. January 24th celebrates the great day in 1935 when beer was first sold in cans. Does your pup have a beer named for them? Should they? If beer is not your thing, today is also Paul Revere's birthday, the anniversary of Simpsons' debut on TV, and the day back in 1799 that smallpox vaccine was introduced. So you can put your dog on a beer can.
Like, superimpose them on a beer can? Photoshop
them on a beer can?
What would Phoenix's beer be called? Rut-row. Rut-row. Rut-row lager. Oh.
Stage 5 is time to take a selfie. So snap a photo of yourself or with your BFF. Stage 6 is trick challenge.
Crap.
Stage 7 is the Valentine's Day challenge. So show them just how much for Valentine's Day. And stage 8 was bingo was Nemo, mushing bingo.
This sounds like a lot of work. We're only at February. Like, how long does this thing go for? Okay.
8 weeks.
It's not as bad as I thought.
Yeah, no, it's literally 2 months. It's just a lot of fun. You get to know a lot of people. And unfortunately, because of COVID, all of the social things are kind of cut out of it. But the really fun part was that it there would be like a national run, a regional run, sorry. So everybody that's kind of grouped around you in the region would meet up at a central location, and then you would all do a run together. So it's a really great way to get out and greet people.
Oh, you're gonna make me meet people?
No, no, there's no meeting people
Oh,
this year
good.
because
This
of
is
COVID.
perfect. It's just for me. Do you know how stressful that is? I will say this. I can only meet people now if the dogs are with me, because it takes all of the conversation and makes it about them, and it's just like so much easier.
For sure.
Okay, fine, I'll do it. I need a good team name, and I'm so sad that Mushed Potatoes is taken.
It sounds like I'm pulling teeth here.
Well, at least it will force me to like get off my butt, you know. Stop eating so many snacks.
It will be a good motivation.
Can you switch? Question. If at some point throughout the 8 weeks I was doing Canyon Cross and then I was like, oh, I got a bunch of gear and I can ride my bike now. Okay,
so how that works is you can do anything you want, but if you switch in the middle, it's a half point per mile for ski jor, and wheeled miles won't count for Canicross.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh.
But if for bike jor, if like I'm doing bike joring, but there's too much snow for bike joring, I can use the sled, but then it's a half point per mile instead of a full point.
Oh no. Shh. Everybody be quiet. Did you hear my phone vibrating? Sorry.
Yep.
It's Jess. It's her birthday. You know. No,
oh,
she just
calling?
texted me back. I said happy birthday this morning.
Oh.
I should call her. We are professionals. We should call her later. Let's just call her later. Call her into the show. Surprise! No, just kidding. That would be so rude. Surprise, you're on a show.
Don't do that.
No. Okay, I'll do it. It's you know what? It will be good for the New Year's resolution.
It will be.
Do you have any resolutions that you're thinking about for next year?
I never make resolutions because I never keep them.
Yeah, I haven't been for the last couple years, actually. I used to be insane. Like, I'm not already insane, but like I used to be really insane, and I would make like 30 resolutions. So many.
30.
Like a lot. And then I would maybe get through like 2 or 3 months, and then it would all fall apart. Then I had to make the same resolutions next year, so like no thanks. I think though, how about this? I'll do this Iron Paws thing. That will help. And then my only resolution will be to go to bed before 2.
Wow.
I'm trying to make it realistic here.
Okay.
Yeah, how many times have I gone to bed after 2? Like almost all the time. Almost all the time. How many times do you get messages from me when you're already going to work? I should be sleeping at that time.
All the time.
So before 2, I have an alarm on my phone that's telling me I have to go to bed at this time. It confuses the dogs, and then they wake me up at 6:30, or they don't wake me up at 6:30, but we all get confused. That's my New Year's resolution. I don't know if you guys know me. That's a big deal. I have one more thing for you that I wanted to talk about, and it's the surprise. It's not a surprise. It's just like I didn't want to prep you for it, and I didn't prep you for Iron Paws either. But here we are.
Here we are, and I got you signed up for it.
Oh, you're gonna. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna do it right after this. I have to. Yeah.
I sent you the link.
Of course you did. Just keeping me accountable. Okay, so I forget whose. I think it was Crystal the Animal Lover's Facebook where she posted. You saw that I don't know if it was a meme or just like a picture where it says, brag about one thing that you did or accomplished in 2020.
Oh, yeah.
And then a couple days later, I saw Crystal posted, brag about one thing and then you was crossed out, and it says, your dog did in 2020. Yeah. I want to know, for each of your dogs, what one thing did they do or accomplish in 2020 that you want to brag about? Because some of the responses were ridiculous. Some of them were like, they woke me up at 4 a.m.
For each of my dogs?
This is their
Well,
year-end
I
review.
mean,
How did they do 2020?
I have to talk about that head-on pass.
Yes, that was really
That's
good.
the that's that's the zenith of mushing. I mean, you can't ask for anything better than that. We passed 3 teams head
That
on
was
in a
Loki and
row,
Izzy, right?
and my dogs, yeah, and my dogs didn't care at all. They just like 100% focus.
Oh my gosh, gold medal.
So that was nerve-wracking when it happened because I was somewhat nervous, but I mean once we pulled it off, it was like I just wanted to throw a party. Of course I couldn't because I still had to get back to the truck.
Let's throw a party.
Um,
Let's throw a party now. Good job. Good job, Loki and Izzy. Do they both get the credit for that, right?
yeah, Loki was on the side where all the dogs
Makes
were,
sense
though,
to put him there.
Well, I don't know. It doesn't matter. I switch them. It doesn't. I don't have a preference. They don't have a preference. So
Okay, what's
it is what it
one
is.
thing that Sasha accomplished in 2020 that you want to brag about?
She's gotten better at not bullying Izzy.
Oh, okay. So she gets like a meets expectations for her review. That's
Yeah.
good.
I ran her with Loki, and she did really good. I was proud of her.
I saw that video you posted earlier today that was Sasha and Izzy running. And does Sasha like
Yeah.
she's like kind of crooked. Is that normal?
Oh, it's called crabbing. Yeah. Sasha
It's called
crabs it a little bit.
crabbing?
Yeah, it is.
Like run
when
sideways?
the dogs run a
Yeah.
little bit on an angle. Oh, yeah.
We had a
it's
dog
called
that
crabbing.
did that actually when I was in Jackson Hole. And I was like, is he okay? And they were like, oh yeah, that's just how he runs. Why do they do that?
There's a few reasons. Some of them are just kind of like their gait ends up being like that. For some dogs, it's because their structure is a little weird. So their back legs end up being more stride than their front legs. So like their back legs are moving more than their front legs are. So they kind of crab out a little bit. With Sasha, I don't know why she does it because her structure isn't bad. Yeah, that was a slow run, and we were breaking trail too. So I was really missing Loki at that.
Oh yeah, I know
moment.
because I heard you were like, come on, Sasha.
Yeah, well, I mean, Loki's the big huge semi truck that has all the power, right? And Izzy's more of the pacer. She kind of sets the speed and runs really fast, and then Loki does all the work.
Could you do 3 of them together? Like one in the back?
Yeah, I want to.
I think it could be a goal for 2021.
It was a goal for 2020. I'm definitely going to do it for 2021. I could do 3 wide.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think that's what I'll do.
Who is it? Loki in the middle?
Yeah.
I think that'd be good. So, for Gryphon, the one thing that she accomplished in 2020, which is not much, it happened the other day. She finally, for the first time ever that I've ever had her, solved a dog puzzle.
Well, don't give her the hardest one first.
It was supposed to be level 1. The ones that we gave them, I think it was like, I've done 2 YouTube videos where we try to get Gryphon to solve a dog puzzle, and the one she has is like level 1, and the one Phoenix has is like level 3. Which makes sense. Like, Phoenix is just better at doing them. She's done it more. I don't know. But like, every time I put it in front of Gryphon, and she doesn't even want to look at it. She just like, am I supposed to do something with this? And then for the first time ever, I don't know what happened to her that day, but she did the whole thing by herself. It was easy. It was an easy one, but like, I've never seen her even want to try. Congratulations, Gryphon! The bar is set slightly higher now. Okay. So then for Phoenix, she has been recovering really nicely from her 2 knee surgeries. And her hair has grown back, but that's definitely not the thing I want to brag about because that's just normal. Like, dogs grow their hair back, right? Like, it took forever, but it can take forever, I guess. It just depends. And, like, depends on when, like, Coplo season is and all that stuff. So, whatever. Her hair grew back. She also hiked 4 miles with us in Malibu and was totally fine and happy at the end of it. So I was really proud of her for making it that far. But it's like, that was like pre-knee surgery, normal stuff. The one thing that Phoenix did this year that I'm really proud of is I took her to the dog beach and I let her loose, even though she was dragging the leash behind her. She went up, this is what she always does, she goes to people's towels or blankets or whatever where they're sitting to like be like, do you have snacks? Yeah.
Really?
And then, okay, so the part that I'm proud of is I called her and she turned around and she came running in my direction. I mean, she completely overpassed me and then like went and did something else, but like I got her attention and she turned and came back to me. Yay, it only took 11 years. Oh, I will never. I don't know how people do it, but I've gone to several H2M2 dog beach meetups even before COVID, and like huskies off leash everywhere, and they all come back, but like mine will never come back. Gryphon is too scared of the ocean to come back. She'll be halfway across the state, and Phoenix is just a jerk. Like she does that game where she's like 10 feet away from you, and then if you try to get closer, she's like, haha, can't get me. Catch me if you can. So I was just proud. I have like constant anxiety anytime I do that, and I still don't trust her fully because she's still dragging the leash behind her, and I've definitely had to like step on it before. And when I used to do it with her and Falcon, I would tie them together because Falcon had amazing recall. That's the only dog. Yeah. Like maybe because she was just happy to be there, but like.
Yeah, so it's like she can't get away if she decides to leave her dog.
And they would try. They would do this, and we'd call Falcon back.
Funny story about that though. I got a friend in the sled dog group, and he was out at one of the trails we go to run the dogs with his kick sled, and he lost the team like right at the start. Like he lost the kick sled, the dogs took off, and they started going, and they're attached to each other with the neckline, and they ran the whole trail together and came back. The people were coming up to him after. They're like, we just seen two dogs running and there's a sled just bouncing behind.
What? Oh, those are such good dogs. They're so good. And they didn't no commands or nothing. Just like
they memorized the trail, I guess.
You think there were like forks, or is it just like straight trail?
Oh no, there's forks.
Those are some good dogs.
There's one. Oh, I can't count them, but there's a lot of forks in Ojibwe. There's not as many as Black Oaks, but Ojibwe has plenty of forks.
My dogs could never. First off, they wouldn't even agree on like which way to go, so we'd find them stuck at the first fork. I think your dogs could.
I have a video on TikTok, and I had ran them. Yeah, I had ran them, and then I let them into the dog park at Black Oaks. I don't usually do that, but that day I did, and when I let them both go, they both took off, and they ran right next to each other for like all the way around the dog park, like they were still on a team until they came back to me until I called them back.
Wait, so they weren't attached at all? They were just like.
No, they weren't attached at all.
So cute.
And they were just running together, side by side.
You know, now that I think about it, though, they do like to go places that are familiar. So the one time when I lived back in an apartment in Jersey City, I had a dog park really close to me, like maybe a block away. Phoenix and I used to go there every day, and it was a part of like a bigger park. And this lady with, I don't know if she had a husky or Malamute, another northern breed dog, had this dog on a leash, and Phoenix was in a harness that I thought she couldn't back out of. Well, clearly she could. And they came up to each other, and this dog she had a cone, and it was freaking Phoenix out. She was like, I don't want anything to do with you. And that dog just wanted to play with her, but she was clearly like being stressed. And I was telling the lady like, I don't think this is a good idea. And she was like, look, they're friends. And I'm like, they are not friends. And sure enough, Phoenix backs out of the harness. I don't know how it's possible, but she backed out of the harness and then ran off, but just continued on to the dog park. Like, yeah. And
really?
Like, she had to like cross the street. It wasn't a very busy street, but she had to cross the street and then went on like the normal way we would go to the dog park. And I had to ask somebody who was standing like at the corner to go grab her. And she's so predictable. She's just like wants to make friends with everybody. So it was easy, even though I was like so stressed. But then afterwards I was like, look at you. You just went where we were going anyway.
Yeah, Sasha backed out of her harness before, and that's when we decided to get a rough wear webmaster for her.
Yeah, no more of that. Phoenix hasn't done it in a while. So
You have the front range harness,
Whichever
right?
one Izzy has. Yeah.
Front range.
Gryphon has the same one as Izzy, and then Phoenix has the pink version, because that's their colors. Do your dogs have colors? I think they have colors, right?
Yeah, they do. Loki's red, Izzy's lavender, and Sasha's
Lavender.
purple.
Oh yeah, because Saucer's purple, so you have to separate. Phoenix is pink, Falcon was red, and Gryphon is technically teal, but there's not a lot of teal, so it ends up just being blue. And people always think she's a boy.
Mm-hmm.
She's just a, yeah,
She's
that's
big
true.
too, so.
She's just a girl that likes blue. All right, well, that was all my topics today. I just wanted you to brag about your dogs in 2020, do a little brief review, and I guess what has come out of this podcast is you've got me to sign up for Iron Paws.
Yes.
Look what this year has done. You've made
I
me,
can't
not
wait.
made me, but like, I've now watched Togo,
Oh.
and now I'm signing up for Iron Paws. You know what this reminds me of? There's that TikTok trend where this girl is like, tell me about something that sounds like a cult, but isn't a cult.
Oh, here we go. Are you gonna call mushers a cult?
Siberian Huskies in general. I wanted to like,
Maybe.
I wanted to duet it or stitch it, and then just have all of my paraphernalia around me, like the dogs, the paintings of them, maybe like my what's it called? Oh my God, what are they called? My spirit hood. What else? Oh, my mask with Phoenix's face on it.
All your grooming paraphernalia.
I'll just hold all of it together and just like, there are no words.
I did a TikTok where it was what was it? I have $30,000 in credit card debt. And I'm just like throwing all my dog gears, like my sleds, my bike, all the harnesses, everything.
What?
It's
How
awesome.
old is that? I want to find it.
It's from last summer.
I'll find it.
I'll send
Okay,
it to
thank
you.
you. All right, maybe I should duet that. I was telling you earlier, before I got on this call to do the podcast, I had to think to myself what my voice is, because I've gotten to a point in my TikToks where I like make my voice into such a like machine lady, like a
GLaDOS.
I had no idea what that was. I didn't know what it was, and I was like, I can't tell if this is like, a good or bad thing.
It's the funny thing.
But I'm if you guys don't know what that is, look up Portal. GLaDOS from Portal. It's a game, and she's like an AI, I guess.
Yeah, that's what she is.
But
she's an
she
AI
has, like,
that's
some sick burns, which makes me. I like her. Yeah,
she's funny.
So the more I do my Fluffmaster 10,000 videos, the more I feel like my voice sounds like that. So, and hey, Sasha! Oh, is she doing the Gryphon where she licks your whole face?
Yeah.
That's good.
That's what she does.
Oh, she's just happy to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that was it. The last podcast, the last Sibe-Stream podcast of 2020. We did it. If you guys don't know already, there are going to be audio versions of this podcast out. There already are. If you look for them on like Podbean, it's there. I've been waiting for Spotify to approve us for a while, so I have to check actually after this if we are. It's been too long.
Yeah, I thought you sent that like 3 weeks ago.
It said, it should take about a week.
Okay.
I know, I'll have to go back and double check. It's annoying. But if you want to listen to us while you're like driving or cleaning or doing whatever, or at work, we're now available in audio version. But then you don't get to see whatever sweet background we pick for this week.
Or the dogs when they decide to visit.
Yeah, or Sasha's cute little face. That was so cute. All right, that was it. We're gonna call it. I'm gonna do our outro, and I'm gonna try my best not to mess it up, because apparently that's my aesthetic now.
It's always been your aesthetic.
Thanks for getting me, Steve. All right. Thanks for joining the Sibe-Stream podcast this week. Your support means so much to us. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend and leave us a like, a comment, or review. Remember, the best way to care for your Siberian Husky is with love. Take care, and we'll see you all next year. Aru!